Ciao, lovelies. My mom needed my help this afternoon, so I've been struggling to try to get everything in. Someone doesn't quite understand the whole blocking out time to do stuff concept, and so, you know, patience is a virtue, my friends. My friends. As always, let me know if you've had any fantastic wins this week that you want to share with the group, or things that you have done to make your relationship better. Those are always great things. Always great things to share. So, we have 5 minutes. I'm going to see if I can do it. Fingers crossed. Today is 9 signs of a relapse. So if you have someone in your life that has an addiction problem, whatever it may be, it could be buying stuff, selling stuff, drugs, it could be another person, whatever the case is, if you know somebody that has an addiction, these are things that you can look out for to know that something is coming around the bend, and to see if you can jump in there and help make a difference. The first one is withdrawal. And I don't mean withdrawal from the substance, I mean withdrawal from people. If you notice that someone is isolating a lot more, that is a really big sign that the little hamster wheel has started and it's on its way. It's small, but start paying attention. How much time do they spend online? How much time are they interacting and engaging with people compared to what they were even a few hours ago or yesterday? That is something that you can track and pay attention to that could really be beneficial to them long term. Number 2, we have their mental health. If you start to notice that they are a little off in mood or not as patient and they're getting frustrated easily and buttons are being pushed and triggers are being had across the board and it's just a little more irrational than normal, that could be a sign that that hamster has started and they're thinking about it. So little bitty things, and if you point them out and you come to them and say, hey, I've noticed you're doing this, do you want to talk? Let's see what's going on. Let's see if we can't fight this battle today together. Just a small thing, but it works. Oh, my stuff went away. The next one, people. Now, this includes social situations, family members, friends, old friends, acquaintances, co-workers, etc. People that you pretty much know by now they shouldn't be around. If you see people on their social media that they used to hang out with but got away from because of an addiction, point it out. Why are they on the social media? Say, hey, you know, it's probably not a good idea to still be connected to someone doing the things you're not trying to do anymore. That's a real statement. You can say these things out loud. You won't be the first person, and I guarantee you won't be the last. But the fact that you said it and noticed makes a difference. Know that. Next one, places. Yes, places. Where are they going? Where are they hanging out? Are they, you know, shrugging you off when they leave, not wanting to tell you where they're going? Where 2 days ago they were like, oh yeah, I'm going to go over to my buddy's house and we're going to hang out and then we're going to go shoot some pool and I'll be back. And today it's anger or frustration at you because you asked them where they're going, and let's just be real, they don't want to answer you because they know what they're doing. So their frustration and anger is basically just projected, so you forget your question and they're all angry and you don't want them to be angry, so it's negated and they get to walk out the door without answering and you're not sure. Well, I'm sorry, but now you're sure. It's pretty much guaranteed. If they can't answer the question and look you in the eye, there's your answer. Things. Things is a big one. I'm not sure what it is for all drugs or for all addictions, but if you notice them hiding things, if you notice them being sneaky, or things are coming up where they shouldn't come up, or things are missing where they shouldn't be missing, just little bitty things. Pay attention to the things that they are doing and the things that they have around them. If there's a random spoon in someone that is getting over a meth addiction, if there's a random spoon in their room, you might want to remove it and ask what it's doing. Whatever is related to their personal addiction, look for those signs. Look for the tools that they use. Look for receipts if it's, buying stuff. Just try to keep your eye out for things. People, places, things, those are the three biggest ones. The three biggest ones. What's got? Self-care. If you notice that this person in your life is not taking care of their hygiene as they should, that is a huge sign. That is a huge red flag, and you throw it down and you talk to them about it. Self-care is huge, and the way you feel about yourself shows on the outside, especially when you're battling something that you don't know how to handle alone. So self-care is big. If you notice them, they stop brushing their hair, they're not brushing their teeth, their clothes are on for a few days at a time. Now, granted, I will wear the same outfit at home for a few days in a row. I am not addicted to anything that's truly bad for me besides cigarettes. But don't go overboard with these things. But if you notice that their self-care is going downhill, speak up. Most of the time, people will say, well, nobody noticed, nobody cares, this, that, and the other. There's always an excuse. But if you're vigilant and you're around them regularly, speak up. Communication never hurt anyone, especially in love, if it's said in with kind words. Because you can really say, I got mosquitoes all over the place. You can really say whatever you need to anyone. As long as you do it properly. Just don't be a douche. Alright, what else we got? Oh, relationships and intimacy. Yes. If you notice their relationships start to get rocky, friends are walking away, no one's talking to them anymore, people aren't showing up in their lives, they just seem alone. Well, let's go with the fact that they probably pushed them away by doing something, whatever it is, and that's a red flag. People don't walk away for zero reason. And if they're struggling with that hamster wheel, then there's not a whole bunch they can do besides get away from people to do what they want to do, because they can't do it in public or in front of anybody. They're hiding it. But relationships and intimacy are big. And that is one way you can tell, no matter what kind of relationship you're in with them, whether it's friend, family, lover, partner, child, parent, whatever it is. If they start to pull away from you, if they start pulling away from everybody, then the hamster wheel has started. And you can either jump on with them and let it go, or you can pull them off and say, hey, let's have a chit chat. This is something that worries me, and I'm seeing it. I'm noticing it. Let's talk. What we got next? Ooh, pride and overconfidence. This is part of the frustration I was talking about earlier. If their pride gets so big that they're not letting you question them on anything, if they've put that wall back up here and they're overconfident and they've got that egotistical attitude behind them, whereas a few days ago they were super cool and you guys were hanging out and everything was fine, say something. Say something. You're not there to hurt them. You're here to see things ahead of time and help them catch it before it becomes a relapse. The idea is not to point out their faults. The idea is to help them work through it so it's not a relapse. That is the point. FYI. Yeah, pointing out what they know what they're doing wrong. They don't know how to get help. They don't know how to stop it alone. So if learning you have a community is huge and worth all the effort that goes into it, especially if it's one of yours. I've lost way too many to drugs and I'm over it. What else do we got? Boredom and isolation. Yeah. That's a little bit the same thing. If you see them not motivated, boredom doesn't necessarily mean that they don't have anything to do. Boredom means that they're choosing not to do anything. They're creating boredom. Either they're high or they're coming down off a rush. And like I said, these can be addictions across the board. It doesn't have to be just drugs and alcohol or recreational things. It can be online shopping. It can be gambling. The isolating themselves and keeping away, and what would it say? The boredom part, that is chosen. So if you notice them sitting around being restless for no reason or not motivated, and you see them falling off of things that they were doing, say something. I'm going to keep screaming, say something. Because that is the only way for them to see it. They may not know it started. They may not know because they're in it. So as an outsider, we can say, hey, you know what? I noticed you really haven't done much this week towards getting a job, or you've called in sick a couple times this week to your job. Is everything cool? I think we need to talk. Don't be rude. None of that's necessary. But speak up. Let them know someone's there. And if you're able, get them help. A lot of these places cost a lot of money, but there are places that will take people, and insurance can be gotten, whether it's through the government or, through a job, which, hopefully they have, because these are signs of a relapse, not somebody in addiction. So, last one, I believe, uncomfortable emotions. This is going to go back to the frustration and anger, because behind anger really is just frustration and sadness and a not knowing. So when someone with an addiction is angry and it starts the hamster wheel going, what needs to happen, or what will happen for them as far as their attitude, is they start getting irritated. They start becoming something that they're not. And it's because they're fighting so hard against the addiction that they can't get away from it. So uncomfortable emotions will come up for them. Hi, Mom. I'm doing a video. Okay. So, I think that's it for 5-Minute Fridays. I will chat with you guys soon. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. And from my face to yours, I love you. Ciao.